VTUK.
I assume we're now live, unless Mark's still messing around with things.
I did fuck it up somewhat.
Excellent. So, good evening. Welcome to Vape Talk UK, episode 204.
204?
That's 408 hours of Vape Talk.
Oh my god! And that's assuming that we stuck to a 2-hour limit.
There's community service sentences shorter than that.
Very useful information.
It is.
Oh yes. So come on then, chat. How are we looking? How's it looking? Is it all? Because I don't know what it looks like because I don't get to see what this looks like. It's just.
It looks actually banging. It looks really, really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look at it back.
Perfect.
Don't usually watch it back. I'll just
Well, we're 30 seconds in, and Johan's throwing like barbs our way. Or only barbs, as in he's only he's being sarky right out the gates.
Oh, okay.
Only 7 minutes late apparently. So yeah. We're doing. We're working on it. We're going to try and make it 6 next week.
Maybe
we'll reduce it to 5.
And eventually we'll be on time one week. Don't bank on it.
One week we're going to freak them out. We're going to be early.
Do you remember for a couple of weeks?
Start 5 minutes early.
Not soon after I joined, and we were on time a couple of weeks, and they all credited me with it, even though it had nothing to do with it.
They don't know you very well, do they?
Mm-mm.
No. Considering it's you who's in control of it.
Blame me.
Oh dear.
I would like to point out that when it was just me and Chandler, we were bang on time both weeks.
I'll tell you what, you can do.
We were bang on time.
Right, Cass is in control next week.
No. Cancel that.
Take it back, bitch.
Oh man.
Who's our beautiful guest, Mark?
This is Richard. I had to think about that for a second. Sorry, I'm messing around on. This is Richard from KR Vapor, and he's joining us this evening to talk about some of his products, have a chat about his company, what he does. There we go. I'm plugged in now. And a bit of an introduction to his company. So bear with us. We'll do the. Hey up, he's off.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
Look at Reverend James Morley, man. What a bad man.
Whoa!
Cheers. We've
Bless
actually missed you.
Bless you, Reverend.
Missed you.
Yeah, we've
legend.
seen you for a few weeks.
He comes back and he starts throwing money at us. I mean, we're almost 2/5 of the way to me being able to afford a new webcam.
We've still not paid for the
Hang on.
software for this yet.
What's your webcam? Oh.
Chandler needs a new monitor. Mark needs a new office.
Hey, we're getting there. Come on, we're getting there.
It's looking all right.
Doesn't smell of fire anymore.
What does the ceiling look like?
You ready for this?
No, not really. What's the ceiling like?
Whoa!
Whoa!
The ceiling is white.
Wow.
Wow.
That is a hell of a lot better than it looked like last time.
I mean, if you didn't see it before, Richard, it was basically like just black. It was just black with smoke.
Fire black.
Yeah, like fire black.
Strong fire back.
I think they call that particular shade insurance fraud black.
Oh God.
I think it's more of a grey, though.
Yeah. Sorry, that's terrible. Is anyone else really, really warm again today?
I am. I've just noticed how shiny my head is. And for a bald guy, yours isn't.
No. But I haven't got like overhead lighting.
That'll be what mine is.
You've just been using the talcum powder on it, haven't you?
Oh, I have my secrets. And I'm wearing a shirt today. What's this about?
A shirt. Yeah. What is it with the plaid?
Oh, I love me a good plaid shirt.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Is
very
even a
civilized.
word?
No, it's checked shirt. We're not American.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Oh dear. Right, what are we vaping on?
Let's go to our guest this evening. Rich, what are you vaping on, mate?
Adobe billet box.
Ooh.
Whoa.
For those that
Dobe
don't know,
colour.
what does the Doba mean?
Dober's the colour. For some reason, billet box don't necessarily say that's a gold box or that's a blue box. They kind of just give them really strange names to make it really easy to find them when you're looking for them on the website.
Like unicorn poo and
Yeah, and BX9. Guess what BX9 is?
Brown.
No, it's blue, light blue.
BX9. Okay.
I know what we'll do. We'll call that one BX9. Why? Because
I'm surprised there's not one that's like called Frank or Bob.
there's some really. The orange one has got a name I can't even pronounce, so I'm not going to bother trying to do it.
See, I know OBS make their mods, and they're like resin mods, and they call them like Poppy and Aurora, and they're like barely different colours, and or elf colour.
Elf.
Seriously, elf.
But the best thing is on the little tick box on the back of the box, which says which colour it is. There's no indication as to what colour elf is. So you're trying to match boxes. Oh, it's terrible. Anyway.
We've got to assume that elf's green, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it
Why
was.
would elf be anything else apart from green?
Yeah.
You're not going to have an elf blue, are you? Or an elf grey?
Well, why don't they call it orc then? Because an orc is grey. Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have been troll.
Troll green.
I like
green.
Rev, I've got to say you've broken my computer. My screen keeps flashing. You've got a super chat. You've got a super chat. It won't go away.
You're actually slightly out of sync on Skype, Mark.
Am I?
I don't know if you're out of sync on the stream, but on Skype you are.
Don't put that into their heads, because all they're going to do...
No. You're fine again now. That's weird.
No, he's out of sync with me and all. But now he stopped talking, so I can't tell.
You're all talking out your arse.
Oh dear. So what you got in your billet box, dude?
Well, I've got obviously the North Bridge, our North Bridge for the Nord coil. And if you can see it, I'll show you what the North Bridge looks like. Yeah.
We'll do that in a minute. What juice you got in?
I've got Smoky Vanilla Sky by Juice Source.
Ooh.
I haven't tried much juice source stuff.
Tobacco custard. It's quite nice actually, to be fair.
Tobacco custard? What? I always think tobacco custard. Why? It just sounds wrong.
I think tobacco goes well with certain flavours. I think tobacco custard's a nice flavour.
Do you remember Scott's tobacco custard?
Oh, I think I tried that one. Yeah.
Probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe. Sure, it was, and it was hideous. It was awful.
Well, Smoky Vanilla Sky from Juice Source is it's a good one.
I have to give that a try.
Not too much tobacco in it, to be fair, but it's got that little hint at the end of it, which kind of makes it quite nice.
Yeah. I am a tobacco man, so I'll have to give that a try. I'll hit George up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gas.
Well, today
here we go.
I've got my Squid Industries double barrel. On top of that, I have got the Berserker. And inside that, I have got, I literally put the bottle ready to show you, and then I've lost it. I've genuinely lost the bottle. Here it is. I've got Chakra and their solar flavor, which is a kiwi custard. Absolutely amazing because it's a really light custard flavor. And that is, who's that company we had the rhubarb crumble from?
Juice Source.
Yeah.
No.
Drifter.
Yeah. So it's from them.
Just
Yeah,
from Juicer.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's actually lovely because I think the whole range, they did this whole Chakra range, and it's supposed to be like desserts you can vape in the summer. So they're all dessert flavors, but they're really light. That's nice. I have got a.
Is there a gooseberry?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like
That's an interesting idea.
I like
Gooseberry Fool would be good.
Yeah.
I like a lychee vape, to be honest.
Yeah, lychee is good.
Yeah.
In my mini fit today, I've actually got a DIY mix, believe it or not. Although I didn't mix it, so it doesn't really count. It's Yogi's Vanilla Tobacco Granola, 18 milligrams. Now, I actually pinched about 2 tanks worth off the lad I work with because he got given a bunch, and the person who made it is going to mix me some up this week. So I'm really excited for that. So in a pod, 18 milligrams is like nothing. So it's actually really nice, but you still get the throat hit. I've also got somewhere another pod which is on charge, and I've got Nasty Juice's Cushman, which is like a mango vape, and that's actually quite a nice mango. That's Salt Nick, 20 milligram, and I am going to be ordering probably later tonight a K-Fun Light.
What?
Mm.
Maybe you'll get it before Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler's bitter about that. Did you get red carded?
Did I get? And here it is. Yeah.
Incredible.
Basically. I was kind of thinking, I'm gonna have it in time for the show. I'm gonna have new shit to show, and it's like,
Can you not get stuff sent
no.
to your work address?
Oh God, no. No. Well, I suppose I could, but
Yeah, fair enough.
no. No.
Well,
there's no. I'll just pick it up in the morning. It was just I was kind of hoping it might. I thought maybe just maybe they'd post it on Saturday because I ordered it Friday night.
it didn't fit through your letterbox.
But no, it didn't fit through it's too big. Basically, as it says, parcel is too large for my letterbox.
Does it not get a signature?
No signature required.
Do you not have like a safe place?
I was almost hoping that they'd leave it with a next door neighbour because they do that occasionally. If it's not signed for, they sometimes leave it with a next door neighbour. But
It's got to be.
obviously everybody was hiding.
Yeah, fair enough.
Meh.
What are you vaping on then, Chandler? Because it's definitely not what you ordered.
No. So I've got my Noisy Cricket with my scrape on the top. There's a change. And inside my scrape, it's summer. It's getting warm. So
Hey. With or without.
a little bit of the elderflower and apple, and that has got. I added an extra 2 ml of Cool Ardor into it. So yes, please feel free to rib me something chronic for doing that, but it's bloody
I'll
awesome.
tell you what, the best cool shot for our juice is actually Juice Source's.
Oh, do you saw?
Works so well. Their cool shots work so well with our juice.
And is it just a one? You just put a 118 milligram of are the cool shots nicotined?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. You can get
Yeah.
0, but generally are nicotine. Yeah.
So you just lob one in, and then a nick shot that's not cooled.
Yeah.
So you'd only put one shot in.
Yep. No,
Would you?
put two Put 2 shots in. 1 cool shot, 1 nick shot.
Right. So you'd only put 1 cool shot in. You wouldn't put 2 cool shots in, would you?
2 blows your head off.
2
I've
blows
tried
your head
that.
off, right?
It's mind numbing.
Literally.
Have you ever just dumped menthol crystals in your juice? Have you ever tried that?
No.
Do it. Go to Boots,
No.
buy some menthol crystals, and dump them in your juice.
Have you
Can you do that?
Have
Yeah,
you ever
you can
washed?
do it.
Have you ever washed your contact lenses out with mouthwash? No,
That's gotta hurt.
no,
No.
That's why you don't put menthol crystals in your juice.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. I mean, I did have an ex-colleague of mine accidentally put 72 milligram nicotine into his eyes instead of eye drops.
Right.
He was very red-eyed after that. Well, he had 2 small 10ml bottles in his pocket, wasn't looking, pulled out the wrong one, and eye dropped away, and it was 72 milligram nicotine.
Why was he carrying 72 in a 10ml bottle in his pocket?
Well, this was pre-TPD, and he was about to nick up some juice that he had ready to nick up, and just before that decided, I'm going to use some eye drops and put the nicotine in his eyes instead.
Mr. Elliott, good evening. Good to see you.
Oh, he's here this week.
He's here this week.
Hey. Yeah, he's been wearing a skirt. I saw him with a skirt on. Yeah. So I got my berserker as well. Thought I'd just mention that. It's not like I've been just constantly vaping on the berserker. On one of them.
Is that a Caravella?
Sort of. This was
Is it a Smegavella?
This was purchased before I knew any better.
You know better now, so why are you using it?
If you knew better, you wouldn't have vented your vicious ant.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, fair point. So I'm gonna put it back on the vicious ant. It's fine. There we go.
I don't know if that's any safer, to be honest, Chandler.
Probably not.
Vape Talk UK does not condone the use of clones.
No.
That's our official statement. What
I'll be
our
honest with you.
co-presenters choose to use is completely of their own choosing, and not of the choosing of the other guests nor presenters of the show.
I'll be honest with you. It's been in the drawer for a good 12 months, and I'll be honest with you. It is ropey as. Everything's a bit creaky and clunky, and I think it's just going to go back in drawer. To be fair.
Let me guess. You were contemplating buying authentic, so you thought you'd buy the clone to.
No. I
So what was that, Rich?
Just to wait up, like I'll get a billet box. No, actually, I'll buy the clone first to see how I get on with it. Like,
yeah, like that works.
I can understand if you're new to vaping and you've used regulated mods and you've just started building on your regulated mod and you think, I want to try a tube, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of money. But come on, if you've been in the industry a while, just go authentic.
Authentic's not expensive anymore, and I don't want to do the whole authentic clone thing, and I don't want to bash Chandler too much, just a little. Just enough so he knows that he's not got off scot-free. Fuck, he's got a beer. That doesn't happen very often.
Oh, you got cider.
It's an Aldi cider. I love that stuff. It's good stuff.
Have you tried the rhubarb one?
Yeah.
Did they do a rhubarb one?
Yeah.
For this? No.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to try that one. I got this from Iceland, but yeah, that was the only flavour they'd got. So, but it's nice.
Mark, I haven't got my V3 yet. The titanium is still on my list. However, I'm waiting for the Corona, so I may have a wait. But Mark's on that. He's. If I don't get a Corona, it's Mark's fault. Let's say that.
Fair enough.
I am vaping on. Thank you for wondering. Still my only setup. It says until I replace it. The Vape Drag Mini and the K-Fun.
Nice.
There you go.
Honestly, I think it's incredible. I think you'd struggle. I think you'd struggle to find a better mouth to learn tank. However, I am looking forward to trying the Reaper because I've heard a lot of good things about the Reaper.
How does the Voopoo compare to the Ely 5 power?
It's not as hot. They don't combust quite as well.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. I'm going to add this to the show because that sounds like a guarantee, doesn't it? Oh, sorry, you're behind. Mark's promising me that I'll get one. So.
Okay.
The Clown Rev 4.
No, the clone Rev 4 is better than the authentic.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. Just noticed clone underneath. Yeah.
Is that
Okay,
the SXK
right.
clone?
And still vaping on Foos Gold. Still don't think you can beat that for a tobacco. And that is me.
I've really got to try that someday.
Although the juice
No,
source
I'm
is-
not, because it's peanut butter. No, it's just, sorry, I hate peanut butter. Just needed to get that in there.
That was amazing.
Oh no!
Juice source is
God.
gold. Saltnick. Taste. I know it sounds bad, but it tastes exactly like Golden Virginia. I was about to say Virginia.
Now that's a Freudian slip if ever I've heard one.
Tastes exactly like vagina. Good to know.
Oh, if someone can come up with a juice with an e-liquid that does taste like that,
leave it. We're moving on to the plunge tasting e-liquid later on.
Right. Okay.
Oh dear.
So let's do an introduction then. Rich, welcome to the show. I'm sure you'll have a great time. So you are from KR Vapor, and
Indeed.
you guys develop sexy little modifications for billet box. Is that right?
Bridges and whatnot, and so on and so forth. But yeah, bridges generally is more of an accessory thing at the moment. So it's bridges, AFC adapters. We did the flush fit 510 for them as well. We also did the new multi-tool for taking off your 510 and cleaning out your burr and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We have got other stuff in the upcoming horizon of the future. We got
You guys
another
made
bridge.
them North Bridge, didn't you?
We did, yes, yep. That was all us, baby.
Well, for the last 2 weeks, the lad I work with has not stopped talking about it.
It's a very simple but very effective bridge, to be fair.
And whoever just thumbs down, screw you.
Yeah.
Okay. So hang on. Right, somebody who doesn't own a billet box, bridge. What the hell?
Bridge. It kind of says what it is. It bridges the gap, doesn't it, between the coil and the 510.
So Chandler, you've got a burr.
Okay.
You've got a burr that sits inside your tank. You're inside the billet box. You're aware of that, yeah?
You've got that little box that sits inside there. Yeah.
That's the burr.
Got that. Yeah, and the coil goes at the bottom.
Coil's at the bottom where the connection is for the.
Right. And the bridge is
Bridge basically bridges the gap between the top of the coil and the 510 to create the circuit.
Okay, I'm with you.
So it's basically an adapter for different types of things like decks, different
Is
types
the
of
510
coils.
at the top?
No, at the bottom.
Yes, 510 at the top. Well,
Oh.
they say 5. It's where the
Oh, for
510. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The bolt
Yeah.
that unscrews out, and the bolt in effect sits in top of the bridge, which makes a connection to the body.
Right. I'm with you. Okay. All right.
So when did you start KR Vapor, and what was the reason behind starting the business?
Well, initially, I've always been into vaping, and I was a sponsor for a long while for a few different companies. I just decided about 3 months ago that, no, actually a bit longer, about 5 months ago, that I wasn't interested in it that much anymore. So I kind of just left the scene altogether. I carried on vaping every now and then, and as you would normally, but I didn't really get involved in the whole sponsorship thing and going to shows and stuff. And then my good friend Kevin Lester, because we spoke every day anyway, he just said, "Oh, do you think you could make an adapter for this, for the billet box?" I said, "Well, I can pretty much make anything, design anything, because that's my day job. I'm an aerospace engineer, so comes second nature, as to say."
That's awesome.
He gave me an idea. He basically sent me the coil, sent me a billet box, and said, "Bridge that gap." So that's essentially what I come up with. The good thing about the Nord coil is it's has rubber bungs on top of the coil, so there's actually no threads involved in this. It just pushes over the top to make its connection on the coil, and the 510 just sits in the top using a rubber seal as well.
I saw an interesting tool that allows you to change the coil without emptying the tank by push. There we go.
Yes, this is our North Pole. So it comes on a little keychain. Let's take the chain off it. So the top part is a screwdriver to take out your 510 on your billet box. So you remove your drip tip and you place it inside. You can unscrew your 510 out because it's quite a large gap. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we made this. There was a tool designed a few years ago now, called the Battler, which is essentially just the end section. It's made out of plastic. It's to basically you push the rubber end section into the top of the bridge when it's in the box, and it seals off as such. And then you force it through into the burrow, and it pushes the coil out the top. And then you can take your bridge out and clean your bridge, and your burrow sits on the shaft, stays sealed, so you don't have to dump your juice. So if your coil does go whilst you've got a full tank of juice, you don't have to dump it to put a new coil in. You can basically just force this through, and then you obviously just pop your bridge back on, put your coil on top, and just push it all back through again, and it's sealed off without losing any juice. Another simple but effective tool.
Absolutely mad.
How long did it take to come up with the design for the North Bridge?
The North Bridge, very first, it's about, I'd say, a week. I got the initial shape. It was just getting the sizes on the top right for the 510, basically. It's a very, very simple little piece of metal. I prototyped it within the first 3 days of just. I do it as a part-time thing when I'm doing the designing. So I just sat there, looked at pen and paper, think, right, what have I got to do to make this work on the in the burrow? But the reason it's got a little chamfered edge is because the 1.4 coils are slightly smaller on the diameter, the 7.5 mil. So we added a little chamfer to it. But the 0.8 mesh, they're slightly wider than 9 mil. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason it's got the angled part on it, just to make it look neat when you're using a smaller coil.
I've just shared on screen like a billet box sleeve.
Yes.
It's all right. I'm looking. I can't see it.
You won't see it. We're behind.
Okay.
It's in front here.
A black and blue. How did that come about?
Oh, that was Kevin's idea actually. He just said, "Oh, do you think we should get some little pouches made for the billet boxes?" Because obviously, when you spend 300 and God knows what on a billet box, the last thing you're going to want to do is drop it on the floor. Because I don't know about anybody else, but that would make me cry.
So you spend 300 quid on a billet box, and then the first thing you do is cover it up so nobody can see it.
Yeah. So when you buy a really expensive phone, what's the first thing you do?
Put a case on it.
Case.
I mean, I bought a white phone to be different, and then put a black case back on it. So,
is that a white phone by any chance?
It is a white phone.
Can't tell.
No, I know.
Yeah. Not even a little bit.
I'm going to show you now.
It's like, oh, is that the stabilized wood billet box? Can't tell.
There you go.
Oh, wow. What's that funny thing on the back?
It's an apple.
Oh, that was half-eaten fruit. Okay. Fair enough. One of those, is it?
Don't start.
Well.
Yeah, that case that you brought up on the screen, we wanted to make a case for billet box users that wasn't 120, 130 pound, because a lot of the cases are very expensive. I mean, if you're going to buy an expensive box, you're probably more than happy to spend money on it for accessories and whatnot. We wanted to do a cheap but effective line of products for the billet box. So you've spent a lot of money on the billet box, but yet you don't have the money to necessarily buy all the trinkets that go with it. So we tried to make our stuff reasonable for people.
What's your opinion on people that make third party that are nothing to do with the guys at Billet Box, make third party accessories for them, and because it's associated with a Billet Box, charge crazy money for it?
There's a few people in the industry that do that, especially when it comes to Billet Box, but I'm not going to say names.
No, that's fine.
I very much disagree with it, to be completely honest, because you're sitting on the back of someone else's success and charging ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, that's necessarily what we're doing. We're not necessarily sitting on the success of Billet Box because we're making our own. We're not copying anything that they've done. We're making our own accessories for it. So our bridges are different to anyone else's. We're not going to copy anyone else's bridges. We'll always bring a new bridge out for a different coil, and the accessories we make will be something that we've designed specifically for it. But yeah, I get where people get a bit aggy. It's a whole price thing, because I design and make these and have them manufactured in England, and we can still sell them for a fair price. So what I don't understand is why people that do the same put a humongous price on it.
Greed.
So it's a little beyond me, because we do well off these. It's a very small piece of metal at the end of the day. We're not going to charge £50-60 like some people do for bridges.
Talk about prices, Rich. Let me put on the screen now. We've got a photograph of the pole, the bridge, the 510, and the lanyard that you sent me earlier. Oh, as well as the AFC rings. Talk me through the North Pole. Then, what's the North Pole going to set us back?
We'll set you back £25. What, $24.99? It's made out of stainless steel. It's very effective for what it does. Very easy to use. Comes on a little keychain. Nothing fancy, but it does look quite sexy, if I'm honest. But yeah, $24.99 those are.
And how much for the bridge?
The bridge itself, the bridge is $24.99 also.
We will be putting a link to the website that you can purchase these in our description. Actually, I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Yeah, the bridge is also $24.99.
When
we bought the bridge, it was $19.99, but the fact that we had a lot of demand for the bridge, we've had to increase it slightly because we've had to manufacture in a much larger quantity.
I'm just looking for your actual website.
www.kr.co.uk.
Oh, it was that easy.
There you go.
Is it Vapor with a U or Vapor with an just OR?
U.
It's ORU.
Well, that's embarrassing. Better change the title of the show tonight then.
Look at you with your Americanism malarkeys. You've got to put your date of birth in to get in.
510 then, Rich. What's the cost on that?
510 is $12.99.
Bargain.
Yeah. Well, a couple of companies brought some out recently, and I think one was by D-Mods, and they charge $35 for a flush fit.
Wow.
So I think they were reasonable on our pricing.
Absolutely. And the
AFCs are $7.99.
Bargain. You see, I was talking to Kev after the show last week, and I need to replace my billet box. And one of my issues with billet boxes is I cannot get them tight enough. I need a tight drawer.
The air dampeners that people make, they're not great. They're not great at all. What I did is I made a simple ring to fit the bottom of the North Bridge, a size for size fit. You get two rings. Your first ring consists of a 0.8 hole and a 1 mil hole, 90 degrees from each other. And your second ring consists of a 1.2 and a 1.4, 90 degrees from each other. Mm-hmm. You only need to put the one hole over the airflow section. And with the 0.8 hole, it's very, very tight. So it does exactly what it says it does. It restricts your airflow by a large amount. If you like a really, really tight draw, then it's the perfect ring. Our new bridge that will be coming out at the end of next month, what we're doing now we've developed the airflow ring. we're going to make all of our bridges compatible with that ring. So you'll only ever have to buy one set of rings, and it will fit all of our bridges basically.
Awesome.
Cool.
Any questions from chat? Anything that they want to ask? Rich?
We're now going to have to wait 30 seconds for them to catch up. But that's fine. I'm just going to fill here for a moment or two, just while they're going to put any questions in chat. That's hopefully if they do put any questions in chat.
Shall I do the news and then they can ask their questions afterwards?
I'm not quite finished. Whereabouts can people pick these up? Should they wish?
Obviously, there's the website. Evolution Vaping stock all of our products. We've actually got we've got wholesale accounts in America, Canada, Italy, Greece, France, England. So I think Cheeky Vapes in England do it. Obviously, Evolution Vapor do it. We do it. In America, I know that HGME, their website and their off-brand, they also stock the bridge as well. Yeah, so we've tried to cover as many districts as we possibly can. But I think, what's the company called now? Oh, it's lost. It's gone out of my head. How bad is that? Innovapes in America, they also stock our stuff. But yeah, generally, if you want all of the stock, which is normally always in stock, it's either our website or Evolution Vaping's website. They will always generally have everything in stock.
Fantastic. I think as far as innovation goes, and to see it coming out of the UK and made in the UK, don't get me wrong, I'm not slagging off China in any way, shape or form. It has its uses, but to have a British design, developed, manufactured product, tip my hat to you guys.
We wanted that was our main thing, really, was to keep it in the UK. Despite people saying, "Oh, don't you think you can get it cheaper from? It costs you pence in China. It costs you pence. You can get thousands of them made." But we don't want to get thousands of them made. I mean, we've made best part of 1,500 to 2,000 North bridges anyway. So it's the demand is there for them. But I don't want to go flooding the market, making them half the price they are just because I get them for cheaper. I want to keep in England, even British made. Basically, what happens is I develop them, I design them, then I make the prototype myself, make sure it all works. Then I go to Signature Tips. I'm sure you all know them.
Yeah.
Hero. He's my guy that manufactures my parts for me. So they are 100% British made and designed.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad to see a company doing that, to be fair. It's also rare to see a company that just says established 2019. It's nice to see new companies coming into the industry.
I think it's been 3 months now. It's been an extremely fast 3 months. Put it that way. As soon as we released our first 200 bridges, they sold within 6 hours. So
that's crazy.
Wow. I've got to get a billet box.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I know that the price can be a bit off-putting for some people. I get it. Not everyone has the money to spend on fancy bits of kit just to vape, but I think they're worth it. Not just saying that.
You can pick them up second-hand at not too disgusting a price as well.
Well, I think you can get them. I think Evolution Vaping have started stocking them. They get a regular flow in. They generally sell them for around about $320. I think they go for around about area. I bought this Dober actually for a second-hand price, 260 quid a piece for it.
That's pretty good.
They hold their value very, very strong,
don't they? Blimey.
Yeah.
Before the arse fell out of them, I had 3 or 4. Didn't really use them. Sold them cheap, and then all of a sudden, up crept the prices again.
I know, they really do hold their value, to be honest. I mean, some of these billet boxes, I think this was a second-hand box originally that my friend bought, then I bought it from them. So, I don't think he lost any money whatsoever.
No.
And I was more than happy to pay 260 quid for it.
Yeah.
We have a question in the chat from the Rev. He says, when it comes to the crunch, to what extent are we willing to pay for UK-made goods versus Chinese cheap but very cheerful?
I don't necessarily think there's any difference between a Chinese-made and a British-made product. When it comes to cloning, yes, there is a slight difference. They will manufacture them for a lot cheaper. I think if you were to take a design to China, say if I was to take the bridge design to China, I don't think there'd be no difference in how it was manufactured or what the look of it looked like after. The only difference would be the price of it.
But you also, we've spent quite a lot of time talking with China for different stuff, and obviously prototyping is very, very expensive in China.
Generally, yeah. I think the general price on a prototype, if you were to have a mod done, say for instance a tube or a box, you're looking at $1,000 for a prototype. Then it depends on what sort of quantity you put in for the end result. If the prototype was right and you want to order, say, 1,000 pieces, will help you in respect to, they'll say, okay, then that £1,000 will come off your end price.
Yeah.
The order in. If you don't put the order in and you need to re-prototype, you're going to have to add some more money to it. And obviously you've got the language barrier, then you've got the distance, how long it takes to ship to you. If it's wrong, it's got to go back, you've got to redo it. You've got to try and speak to whoever it is that you speak to. The language barrier is difficult because obviously it's broken English, and to explain stuff in English to someone in England that's a manufacturer and an engineer, it's a lot easier than trying to do it via a message.
We've got Chris, Mr. JB, sat in chat going, wrong. Obviously, he's done a lot of work with China, so whilst he's not on the show tonight, I think he's never met anyone who charges $1,000 for a prototype. I thought it was a lot more. I'd got 4K in my head.
Depends who you go to.
Yeah. Rob, if there was a bridge for the Inikin 0.8 Zenith coils, I'd get a billet box in a second.
They are good coils.
We are going through a lot of coils at the moment. Because I'm quite good friends with James from Evolution Vaping, I get to sit in his warehouse and go through all the MTL coils to pick out ones that I think would make a good bridge. So I do have the choice of a very vast array of coils to go through.
Yeah.
I have got 4 other bridges lined up with coils.
4?
4. I've already designed 3 of them. One of them I've already prototyped and tested. So towards the end of next month, the next bridge will be released, and then a couple of months after that, I'll release another.
Can you tell us what it is? Oh,
Get him off.
oh, here he is. Can you tell us what it is?
I can't, not yet. No.
So much for the exclusive.
Yeah, I want to try and get a nice product range for October, Birmingham Expo.
We've got David Mottram in the chat. He says, "Am I too late for the billet box giveaway?"
Yes, it's gone.
Yeah, sorry,
it's already gone, mate.
gone.
Sorry.
Mark won it.
Right, let's move on to the news. Otherwise, we're going to sit.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about vaping all night, and then we'll actually get onto the irrelevant stuff next week. Right. If I screen share, is it going to balls it all up?
Probably.
Try it.
All right, give me a second.
Try
it. Okie dokie.
Yes, it's given me an alternative screen for your screen share. So let's just shove that in at the bottom. There we go.
Lovely. So, first bit of news in the Telegraph. today, actually. It says the number of adults using e-cigarettes rises 70% in 2 years, while 1 in 4 children now try them. It says the number of adults has risen by 70%. Official data shows. The NHS data shows the number of adults and children smoking has dropped to a record low, whilst vaping is on the rise. In total, 6.3% of adults are currently using e-cigarettes. The figures for 2016 show up from 3.7% in 2014, and there's a 25% of children aged between 11 and 15 have tried e-cigarettes. The thing is, if these are the figures from 2016, why are we only hearing about them 3 years later?
It's like census data, isn't it? It always takes,
a couple of years to get through, doesn't it, one way or another?
They want to sit on it for as long as possible.
Yeah, for sure. It says Public Health England said vaping is now the most popular and effective way for smokers to quit. Chief Executive Duncan Selby says this is really positive news in the battle against the nation's biggest killer. Smoking in England is in terminal decline, with the lowest number of smokers ever and a smoke-free generation now in sight. The figures for 2016 show just 6% of school pupils aged between 11 and 15 reported they were current smokers, down from 22% in 1996. It says the statistics from NHS Digital show 14.7% of UK adults are smokers, and just over half of those vaping said it was to help them quit smoking. Adults aged 35 to 49 were the most likely to use e-cigarettes, whilst adults aged 60 and over were the least likely. E-cigarettes, sorry, not cigarettes. It says vaping remains the most popular way forward for smokers to quit, and already this year several major studies have found it's twice as effective as nicotine replacement therapy. So it's unsurprising more smokers are using them to quit and to stay quit. This data shows that vaping in England remains a route out of smoking, while quitting tobacco the most common reason for adult e-cigarette use. And while it's not completely risk-free, there is now a strong international consensus that vaping is far less harmful than smoking. I think it's a good bit of news, and that is a huge number. It rises 70% in 2 years.
It surprises me that the numbers are so low.
How does it say the percentage of UK adults that vape?
Yeah, it does. It says
4%, wasn't it?
6.3% of adults, and there is. It did say how many smoked.
14.7. Yeah, I was just wondering how long it's going to take before the percentage of adults that vape matches or exceeds the number of smokers.
Won't be long.
Exceed, I'd say it'd probably be within the next 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
The industry's going, and the way that the stigma on cigarettes and the hype for vaping is turning around. It could probably turn around a lot quicker than people are actually thinking.
Yeah. Definitely.
100%. You still get the old guys that are like, "Oh, I'll never use one of them bloody things. I've smoked for my whole life. I'm fine."
Yeah, but even that's got a limited time on it.
It has.
At the end, it's harsh, but it's true. My next article it's a little bit of international news, but I think it's fairly large, and for some reason it's completely disappeared, which is awesome. I'm really happy about that.
You've lost your article.
Yeah, I lost my article. Here we go. So it says, in Vermont, they've placed a 92% tax on e-cigarettes, and that has now gone into effect. So,
oh, wonderful.
Yep. Last February, Vermont lawmakers had proposed a 92% wholesale tax on vaping products and other electronic devices in the hopes it would generate $1.1 million in revenue in the fiscal year 2022. They're hoping that this harsh tax would apply to all electronic cigarette products, including devices and e-liquids that do not contain nicotine, and all revenue generated will be deposited into the general state fund. This includes e-cigarettes, vaping hoodies, vaping liquid cartridges, vaping liquid, and repair parts that can only be used in vaping devices.
Vaping hoodies?
Yep, vaping hoodies.
There's a tax on hoodies.
That's disgusting.
Seriously.
Right. Yeah, so it says, meanwhile, an article published on the Heartland Institute's website back in February had pointed out that this regulation threatens to exterminate the benefits that e-cigarettes provide. The piece had explained that a 40% wholesale tax imposed on the products in Pennsylvania in 2016 had negative consequences, resulting in the closure of hundreds of businesses and losses of jobs. Additionally, the article said, they were interested in protecting public health and should adjust how they currently use tobacco funds. The tobacco settlement payments and taxes in the same year, the state spent 3.6 million, 3% of tobacco funding received, and 42.4% of the Centre for Disease Control and Prevention's annual spending target. In other words, they're saying that the vaporizers should have lower taxes than cigarettes. Moreover, the research keeps indicating that vaping products are significantly safer than cigarettes and the most effective smoking cessation tools to date. And to this effect, many public health experts agree that lawmakers should regulate these two products in a way that is relative to their risks. Imposing such a harsh tax on e-cigarettes sends the wrong message to the public and perpetuates the current misinformation about the devices, which have the potential of saving millions of lives, otherwise lost to smoking. It's true.
Just very
Someone
quickly. Just very quickly, Torrell has just commented in chat, I am so tired of the teens vaping debate. Teens have been doing all sorts since the beginning of time. We should be thankful they're not doing drugs. I think when we say drugs, we're talking listed drugs. Scheduled drugs.
Yeah. I'm just going to unscreen share now, Mark.
Okay. Sorry, what were you saying, Rich?
It just sounds to me like there's clearly someone in government that has a massive share in tobacco.
Oh, probably most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they run a lot of their government off of the state funds provided by tobacco companies and their tax. And they're using a very, very small percentage of it to go back into smoking cessation.
They just don't want anyone to stop smoking. Whereas the money runs out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is, completely.
It's a shame, really, because I'm sure people all over the world should be given the same opportunity to be able to stop smoking, to save their own lives and other people's. Not have to pay a ridiculous amount of tax on it just to fund other people's wants and needs. I think it's a bit stupid, to be honest. But
do you think it's a tax that's going to come into effect over here?
I think there will be a tax that will come into effect over here, but I don't think it'll be as substantial as that sort of tax.
No.
I think that there will be a tax. I think the government won't be able to help themselves but to tax it. I think that's inevitable, but I don't think it'd be anything on the scale of what that was.
No, of course. And I mean, if we did get taxed on it, is it something that we'd be happy to pay, knowing that it was going back into, say, our NHS, that was helping other people give up smoking through that?
It depends if that's what they're going to do with it, doesn't it?
Well,
you never know what they're going to do with it.
That's a whole nother conversation. We'll tax
it. We'll charge you 20% on your vaping goods, and it'll all go into the NHS. I'm pretty sure 90% of vapers would agree with it, but would that happen? That's the only question.
Well, this is it. So this, I suppose we're an hour in, so let's move on to our main features. Mark.
Okay.
You had a run in with eBay this week.
I did have. I'm glad we go. Yes.
God, here we go. Here we go.
I missed my rant bag at the beginning of the show.
This is. If you look in the notes, it says look at the main features, because this is where we're going to do it.
Main features. Okay.
I haven't looked at the notes either.
Why doesn't that surprise me? So,
sorry.
We spoke. I say we loosely. Chandler and Cass spoke about Amazon withdrawing e-liquids, pretty much all e-liquids apart from tobaccos, for sale on Amazon. Now, I've also found out this week, after quite a lengthy...
Didn't Tesco withdraw?
Say again, you broke off then?
Was it Argos withdrew some regulated mods recently, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that though because of a potential thing going on with us and something. So, so I've also found out this week that eBay are also cunts.
Oh,
it's taken you this long to realise?
No, you see, we are a legitimate seller. We don't. We don't use bathtubs. We don't use. I'm trying to think of bad ways of manufacturing, but we are an honest, genuine manufacturer, reseller, wholesaler.
You've got a clean room. You've got all the, you fucked out bottling machines. Blah blah blah.
Everything's done legitimately. There's hardly
Yeah,
any
yeah.
bit in the production.
Just a few beard hairs, but apart from that,
Only dog hairs. No, in all seriousness, we're clean, we're genuine, we're honest. I must have had 20, 30 messages over a 48-hour period from people saying, I can't hit buy it now on your listings anymore. I can't. How do I buy it? How do I buy it? It's saying I need to be a business to buy from you. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
What?
So I had a conversation with their web chat team, and it is true, to be able to buy any vape products now on eBay, you have to be a business. You must have a business account. So Joe Public can no longer buy e-liquid or affiliated products on eBay. Now, not every account has had this applied to their account yet, so there are a handful of sellers that you can still legitimately buy product from. But our account was limited this week, and you can no longer purchase product from us on eBay.
So what has that done to your business?
It's probably done a good 20-25% of our income.
Wow.
When you say, is it all vape-related products from yourselves?
From everyone.
Crazy.
And I get it.
Is this just liquid, or does this cover hardware? So if
anything that
KR, so if KR Vape was gonna, so if you were gonna sell your bridge on eBay, it would cover that. The bridge would only be able.
I suppose if you put vaping into the listing, then it would then render it within that.
It's the category you choose.
Yeah.
It's the category you're choosing. If your products are in that category, then yeah. Lucky's just said in chat, mine still work. You're lucky it won't be for long.
Can you change your category?
No, because you can only sell vape-related products in that category, and it won't let you list them anywhere else.
Wow.
Because we sell plastic bottles. Now, plastic bottles can be any type of plastic bottle, but the fact we've got vape in the title and the description that they're designed for vape bottles, I can't put them in the packaging category. It has to go in the vape category.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So eBay, fuck you.
That's insane.
So is it what? So I know I could. As Andrew Wiltz has just put, the US has got to be behind this. So, but e-liquid and everything, especially zero nic, is perfectly legitimate to sell in the UK. Why is it targeting UK eBay?
They told me that it was new law. So obviously, don't set me off on law, because you're wrong.
I assume there could be a new American law.
We're not in America, and they were stating the TPD, and I was like, show me where it states that only business owners or businesses can quit smoking. Show me where that states.
It's because the only thing that the TPD states that business owners can have to buy is is nicotine over 20 milligrams.
Yep.
And half of the stuff that you're selling is short fills with fuck all nicotine in.
Let me, because I did take a photo of the screen as I was arguing with them on Friday. Let me see if I can find it. Friday, was it Friday?
Yeah, it was.
Mark Elliott's he's just checked eBay, and there's still loads of e-liquid and mods for sale. There are. But you try and buy them, and you get a little message pops up on your screen going, you can't buy this because you have not got a business account.
Q says no.
Because Mark sent me a link and said, try buying one of my... Because I must admit, I found an e-liquid that I could buy, and Mark went, try one of mine. So I tried one of his, and it went up, pop. When I clicked buy it now, it went, no, there's restrictions on this. You can't buy it.
It's mental. It's actually mental.
The conversation, I will read the conversation to you. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate your patience. I have checked the details for your account is perfectly fine. However, if buyers are trying to purchase your item in the category health and beauty, e-cigarettes, blah, 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 then they must be registered as a business.
That's insane.
So my question was, why? And he said, any member of the public normal buyers cannot purchase the item from in this category. I says, any member of the public can buy these items. You don't need to be a registered business to want to stop smoking. And then he cut me off. So,
can you, on the item description, can you put please send seller message, and then they just PayPal you directly, and then you just send them the thing?
No, because eBay don't know you. eBay have been wise to that for years.
You're circumventing that.
Even when you message in the messenger on eBay, you can't physically send your phone number or an email address.
Right. Even if you start putting dots and things in it,
I'm sure that there's got some sort of algorithm that fucks it up.
Yeah.
That's mental. That's actually mental.
Right. So some of you may well have seen this week. The beautiful blue, sexy Ultrafire 18650. The 3,000 milliamp hour, quote unquote, battery at 3.7 volts. So our friend Mr. Torchy got a hold of said battery and ran his tests on them, only to find there we go. Look at that photo. That is what looks like either an 18500, an 18350, with a barrel glued on the bottom of it. After testing, it turns out it was actually 530 milliamp hour.
530 instead of 3,000.
There you go. You can see in that photo the glue that is holding.
Oh my god,
that's disgusting. It's actually disgusting.
Disgraceful.
See, because Ultrafire make batteries. Is this a fake Ultrafire or is this an official Ultrafire?
Please tell me, why would you fake an Ultrafire battery? Ultrafire, anything with fire in the brand, you're not going to buy it.
Oh,
because Ultrafire have been making batteries for torches for years.
That's horrendous, though. It's not even done well, is it? It's done really badly.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? We've got some 18500s just sat around. 530 milliamp hour. They're a sack of shit. Let's stick some plastic wraps on them and flog them to vapors. They're daft cunts.
Has anyone else noticed that battery is a button top? So it's a narrow top positive battery. So you wouldn't put it in a vape anyway.
No, you wouldn't.
Shocking. Did Torchy ever find out? Did Torchy ever say where he got it from?
He didn't actually. No, I didn't notice anything.
Yeah, if anyone does know, that'd be interesting to know where that came from. Whether it was an eBay purchase, whether it came from a store, wherever it came from. It'd be good to know where that came from.
That's one thing you do not scrimp on. You do not scrimp and save on your batteries. We all knew that. We've all been avid Mac users at some point, and apart from Chandler, none of us have blown anything up. So,
no. I mean, the thing is, and you don't need to spend loads of money because there are legitimate companies out there like Fogstar, like is it 18650.co.uk, that you can buy batteries at not a lot of money that you can guarantee are safe and legitimate. So there's no excuse for buying shitty batteries.
They'll last you a fair amount of time as well. As
long
as you look after and you don't deplete it too far and you keep your wraps good, they will last you a fair amount of time. There's no need to be spending pence or ripping the batteries out your laptops and stupid shit like that.
I did have a bloke the other week who had that, and I said, "Oh, do you need a battery for your new mod?" He goes, "No, I got loads of them." I took them out my drill, and I went, "Well, you're not going to be using those." And he was like, "Why not? They're the same size." I said, "Well, they're not."
I did take some out of a old laptop that I've got. I thought just for shits and giggles, checked. Sorry, checked the batteries and looked them up with Mooch, and turns out they were about 500 milliamp hour, and just like nope, don't need them.
No. Does anyone remember the was it, I don't know who made them. They used to make these like fire safety bags to put your chargers in, and they actually caused more fires than they prevented.
To be fair, they were designed for LiPo batteries.
Not to chuck your bay charger inside.
No, don't for LiPo batteries.
Oh, brilliant. Right, Mark, have you got the image of that watch?
No, we're not finished yet. We need. We've got one last bullet point. The last but one. The FDA.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, what have they done now?
Orgy's just said in chat, if you search Ultrafire on eBay and they are all like that, the batteries come up with 6,000 mAh and 8,800 mAh.
Righto.
8,800 mAh. Awesome. That would be amazing.
There we go. It's on screen. So, our friend, loosely said, Scott Gottlieb, MD, tweeted this week, I'm honoured to be joining the board of directors at Pfizer and working together with more than 90,000 Pfizer colleagues to promote medical innovation, advance patient care, and secure access to better healthcare outcomes for families around the world. Cass, who's Scott Gottlieb?
Scott Gottlieb is the ex-head of the FDA. He is responsible for many horrible things happening to vaping, and he's also a spineless bastard. He's now joined Pfizer. If you don't know who Pfizer are the epitome of Big Pharma. Now, Big Pharma, who is it they own, Mark?
Champix,
the horrendous nicotine cessation tablet that gives everyone nightmares and makes your penis smaller. That's
what?
That's not verified.
Did you hear that? Lindsay just said, that's why you've got a tiny dick.
High fiver.
I did.
In the face.
There we go, Chandler.
Whoa. Wow.
I think we found your next e-liquid flavour, Mark.
Yeah. Oh. What is it? Rhubarb and what?
Oh, that's good.
Pink grapefruit.
Pink grapefruit and...
Ooh, I'm gonna have to find somewhere else that sells that. Where'd you get it from?
It's a Aldi brand, so you're not going to get it from anywhere else, are you?
Aldi.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got that from Iceland. Anyway, there we go.
Did you? I thought it was an Aldi brand.
Yeah. What? No. It came from Iceland. That.
Good to Aldi. It's 49p a can. Just.
Jeez. Okay, that was.
I'm joking.
99 pence. 99p, I think it can.
So yeah, Mr. Gottlieb, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you've gone from joining one arm of the devil simply to the other, and I hope those 90,000 employees get onto you because you are a dickhead. Eat a dick. If you agree with that statement, stick £5 in the super chat. Right. Anyway, should we move on to the new releases this week?
Apparently, Johan's just said, "Alska means love."
Oh, well, that's nice.
Swedish. So why can't you biting?
Do they do a non-alcoholic version of it? Because I don't drink, but that sounds yummy.
It is yummy. Just close your eyes and pretend.
Yeah, okay. It's alcohol free. It's fine.
It's a legitimate way of doing it.
I don't drink either.
Yeah. Right then, Cass.
This is the only time I drink on the show. I have one of these a week, and it's every Tuesday while I'm doing this.
And on a Sunday.
And maybe Friday. Saturday morning. Yeah.
All right then. The Avulet is on the screen, Cass.
Is it?
So,
Ooh, let me get the screen up. I want to see it.
Oh dear. So you've probably seen this floating around the interwebs the last week or so. you'll have released a vapeable watch. It looks like it's a pod system with a little screen on the front, and you can vape it. So let's find some stats on it.
Awesome.
First stat, that shit.
Very good.
Oh, come on. I so want one.
Right, so
It's
this
awesome.
is going to set you back $49.99 in dollars.
Oh.
It is. Right, so I'll read what they said on the website. It says a 370 mAh built-in battery with a 2mm refillable pod cartridge. It can be worn on the wrist to free your hand. Just touch it. You can check the date and time at any time, and the direction of the screen can be adjusted according to your wearing habits. I'm sorry, but a watch that you can check the date and time anytime is not an advertisable feature of a watch. That is like the base function of a watch.
Well, yeah.
It says the included cartridge is compatible with e-liquids and nicotine salts. Well, that's a bonus. It also features a no-button design for easy operation. What's more, the unique Pro FOCS flavor testing technology will provide you with the ultimate flavor experience by controlling the heating temperature and completely restoring the e-juice flavor. The anti-dust system effectively protects the core components and prolongs the service life. And it does 10 watts.
I like how it says on your wrist to free up your hand. Surely you've still got to take it off the watch to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're vaping it? You're vaping it kind of like that. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
This does an eye-watering 10 watts and has a coil resistance of 1.6 ohms.
Oh, that's probably going to be quite a half decent. Right, it's probably going to be a half decent vape. It's all right. I've only just seen the chat that's just got up.
Right. So get this right. You know it says to free your hand. In the advertising pictures with amulet written on it, the guy is holding it in his hand.
No, instead of putting it in the pocket, just put it on your wrist.
Oh.
Look, I don't care. I want one of these. I just want one just to see how shit it is.
I can tell you how shit it is.
It's as shit as it looked.
I still want one.
But don't worry, they've included a very artsy photo of someone holding an SLR camera with it on their wrist, not using the product.
Right. What gets me is what's going to happen is you're going to take it, you're going to have it, you're going to go out, you're going to go to work, you're going to vape it. The battery is going to run out after 3 hours, and then the watch is going to not fucking work either. It's going to be like, great, I've now just got a lump of plastic on my arm until I can charge the bugger up.
What next is getting a vaping phone?
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We've also got another pod system which Mark's going to absolutely love. And this one is from Purge. Have you got that picture there, Mark?
I have to.
You do. You do.
Isn't it? It's the rebuildable jobby.
It's just another fucking pod system that looks like all the rest of the pod systems. That is not either, which is too airy, completely unusable, shite battery life. Carry on. I'm not playing anymore.
Right, is it on the screen?
Yes, it's on the screen.
Yeah. Right, so the Purge Mods Ally Pod Kit. This is going to set you back an eye-watering $59.99 because as soon as you slap Purge on the front of it, it becomes expensive. And I'm sure it will be cloned by our friends very soon. Anyway, it says the Purge Mods Ally Pod Kit is an intelligent pod system TC device with premium stainless frame and unique side panel. Can we get the M&S music here?
Huh?
This is not just any pod. This has unique side panels which can be removable and customizable to bring you an interesting vaping. The Zippo lighter design makes it cool and hygienic. Powered by... Wait a sec. Powered by a 950 mAh built-in battery. The Purge Ally supports high-performance TC VW VV modes with a 0.69-inch OLED screen. You can match it with a 2mm refillable pod, which features a proprietary 0.80 mesh coil and adjustable airflow to bring purer flavor, and a huge cloud and fit for MTL and direct lung vaping. The Purge Ally mod system battery is also compatible with both nicotine salt and freebase e-liquid. And get one to enjoy and make your vaping a new experience level. This is
hang on, Cass. Have you ever considered VO work?
You know what? I am that far away from creating a portfolio to do it. I've always wanted to do it. Right, let me continue with the parameters.
It's just the American accent that suddenly appeared.
So, wattage is 5 to 30 watts. Battery type, built-in battery. Display, OLED screen. I can't do it anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not the ugliest pod system out there, but it is massively over-engineered.
It's right up there, though. Come on, that top looks as though it's been thrown on there. Just sort of quite a nice bottom, quite nice panels, and fucking have that. Just chuck shit at the top of it.
I want to know what's the point of the Zippo thing, because it almost, but not quite, looks like a Zippo.
I don't get what's the point of the Zippo thing when the mouthpiece is on the top of it anyway.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Do you want to know what else is eye-watering about this?
Go on.
Two pods is going to set you back a tenner.
Wow. Okay, but doesn't it have a rebuildable option?
Not according to this.
I thought you could buy. I thought it was like the Pasito. You could buy an RBA deck that you can put into it. I might be wrong, but I thought there was a rebuildable option for it.
There's nothing mentioned here. That's not to say they won't release one, but yeah,
You see,
there is one.
I really, I do like Purge products. I've always liked Purge products. I think what they do is a little bit different. And I've always respected Purge and Superior Vapor in the UK, and
until now.
Until now, to me, they don't sell shitty pod systems. They've jumped
on the MTL bandwagon. That's what they've done. Haven't they? They've seen an opportunity to make some money.
Right then, talking of shit pod systems, up for the next one.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, is this the one I think it is?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a sec. I've got to find it. Will we get demonetized if we use the M&S music?
They've been demonetized.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. We'll get
demonetized anyway. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is like eBay. I mean, yeah, you can't. eBay, you can't sell vape products. YouTube, you can't get any money from doing vape videos.
I'm just trying to find.
Oh, fuck's sake! What's that?
Okay, so. All right, give me a second.
Let's hide the picture. Let's pretend that none of you saw that picture. It's.
There are no stats on it because as soon as I go to click the page on it, it's just a wholesale order inquiry page.
Really?
Sure.
Yep. Right, let me go to the media kit. Let me see if this helps.
Do you want me to send you the stats?
Yes, please.
It's got extended battery life and anti-leak technology.
Incredible.
Anti-leak. Really?
Wait.
What's the copy button in? Messenger.
Is this on Facebook?
Huh? No.
Is this fake?
No, it's a WhatsApp. Who am I sending it to? Cass.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see if this comes through. There we go. Right. So.
Yeah, bigger 2mm pods. 2mm, regardless. It's
right,
a bigger 2mm pod.
Here we go. It says this is the IVG, iVape Great, the adult smoker's alternative. Starter kit. IVG device, USB charger, 4 flavor IVG pods, 20 milligram nicotine, 2 mil, which is 0.07 fluid ounces. Extended battery life and anti-leak technology. What IVG have made is their version of a Joule.
IVG haven't made anything. This is just going to be exactly what the blue is. It's going to be a rebranded, God knows what.
Oh, exactly. Pre-filled pods.
Yeah. It won't be long before we see whatever it is without the IVG on it and with God knows what else on it. It's just going to be a branded, like the Von Earl ended up being for blue. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Donaghy's just said WTF anti-leak technology. So basically has the normal function of any pod kit. If this is based on the blue, that is an improvement on the blue because all they did was leak. For a pre-filled sealed pod, I've never seen anything leak more. In my shop, we had a tester station of them. And then we got rid of the tester stations because they had a fire recall because they started blowing up. And we kept the batteries and we put them in a drawer, and then we opened the drawer 2 weeks later and there's just juice everywhere. So
my blue was absolutely fine until I left it in the car on a warm summer's day, and the pod just literally hissed juice everywhere, and that killed the battery.
Do you know?
Yep.
Do you know? It's like leaving your dog in the car, isn't it? They just tend to just dump fluids out the back end
and then die.
Absolutely, and then it died. Yeah, quite right. Yeah,
sick bastard.
People breaking the windows in the car.
That's so true.
Amazing. And I think we've got one more new release, possibly. Let me check the notes because I've lost them.
I think this is going to fall under the shit juice. That's what the folder is on my desktop anyway.
Yes, I think it does. So on our notes, we have all these different sections. So we've got things like new releases, we've got shit product of the week, innovative products, etc. So this is going to come under shit product of the week. Right.
I have got 3 images that I'm just going to double check. The first one I know we're good with. The other 2, I know they're designed to be tongue-in-cheek, but I'm just double checking pictures on bottles to make sure that we don't get the video closed, our account closed.
Okay.
One of them I am not going to share. The first one is
the mango one that you're not sharing.
No, I'm not. That's a bit too close for my liking. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Right. So what's he doing to you, twat Mark? Right. There we go. So coming soon, 50ml Mix and Pray from the Holy Vaping Company.
This would be great.
Is this Rev's company?
Can we get Rev James Morley's opinion on this? I mean, it's.
So it's called the Vanigelia Christiana, and it is from the Holy Vaping Company.
They are an Italian company, aren't they?
I mean, the Italians just don't give a fuck. I mean, I bought a very, very nice tobacco flavour, which was in what could only be described as a Jack Daniel's hip flask bottle. Now the e-liquid was absolutely mind-blowing, but it was 40ml. It was a flat, curved bottle like a hip flask, and their label was basically the Jack Daniel's label.
There we go. So Rev's official comments, we've shared that on the screen, is amen.
And I vape this exclusively and anoint people with it.
Sod holy water. It's not holy water, it's holy vape liquid.
So do we think this is the vanilla of Christ? Because it's got a vanilla pod, and Vanilla Christiana could be Christ vanilla.
It could be, yeah. Holy Vaping Company. I like the bottle. The branding's nice, but
it's interesting. But why does it?
It doesn't warrant a glass.
Right. Could you imagine what? Because it's probably not particularly offensive, but imagine if that had got, say, Jewish symbolism all over it, or Muslim symbolism on it. How would that be taken? Because I think it would probably cause a little bit of a furore.
But you probably wouldn't get that from Italy, them being a predominantly Catholic country.
Regardless of where it's from, why do we need the religious theme.
Rev's just said I'd rather vape Christina Aguilera.
Oh, perfect.
That's genius. That makes me laugh.
Be a classic Sunday vape, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we also have from the same company, Orgy Mango. It's called.
The one that accidentally appeared on your screen about 2 minutes ago.
I've put it up anyway because if they're going to pull the video, they pull the video, don't they?
Yeah. What do we think?
Look closely at the image.
Yes, it's a little bit latent, isn't it? Okay, you're not going to get under 18s in a vape shop, but you don't want.
You just don't want that.
No.
No.
Yeah.
And
They decided to take the whole imagery to the whole another level now with people.
just put up.
Definitely eye catching.
There we
See
go.
that on the shelf in the shop, wouldn't you?
And we also have Juicy Boobies from the same company.
Juicy boobies.
You see, I thought Mother's Milk was close enough, but
Well, yeah.
I
Mother's Milk was subtle. This is not even slightly subtle, is it?
What was that, Rich?
2 years ago called Tit Sauce.
Tit Sauce. I actually, what was the guy's name that did that? I know the guy that made it, and it was all
Called
designed.
it Tit Sauce.
It was all designed to be tongue in cheek. It was never supposed to be fingering labia or anything like that. It was all just a bit, it was all just a bit tongue in cheek. Whereas these guys,
Just
they're
take
too
it.
blatant. They don't give a fuck, do they?
No, they don't. I mean, to be fair, the Italians do make fairly decent e-liquid. I haven't had a terrible one off them yet. And I've probably tried 10 or 12 different Italian e-liquids, so it's probably not that terrible. But whoever designed their branding, maybe it's Italian humour.
Clearly sits on Pornhub all day for inspiration.
My usual opinion is if you have to resort to comedy labeling, then the juice is usually shit.
Is it going to taste like minge, though? Is it going to taste like a mouldy old clout? If not, I don't want it.
That's
I mean, there was
square battery feeling when you put a square battery in your tongue, makes you go.
I mean, I've tried a few Italian ranges, and they all seem to want to have like pin-up girls on them as well, which seems to be a common Italian thing.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Never mind. I'm just going to check.
I'm not Italian, but our logo's got a pin-up girl on it.
Well, there we go. Fair enough. Shut my mouth. Right. I think we're now at that time for the original and one and only home of Instagrams and Chandler's Instagram adventures.
Yeah, well, talking of what we've been talking about, I actually thought, seeing as we've just had the mango, I thought we actually better, looking at the vape models. I know Kaz is always asking after tits and ass.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, I thought for a change we'd get a little bit of pussy on the show as well. So there we go. So this is the vape cat, basically.
You know what?
It's
just it's not wet enough for me.
It's not wet enough. Yeah, but you would just sit there and stroke it, wouldn't you? You really would.
That's shocking.
I'd be wrist deep. I don't know about you guys.
Shocking. Yeah. Poor Lindsay.
There we go.
She's on.
I thought, this is going to be the best vape, one of the best vape models that I've seen on Instagram recently. So
easily.
Hang on. Keep that screen there. We've got to add Alan's comment to the screen.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh no.
So guys, what you need to do is we need an appropriate comment for the image on the screen at the time, and we'll put the best on screen. Too hairy, like it, and not well.
Oh dear.
That's incredible.
Right,
Oh, hang on. Sorry, Johan's got to get one as well.
Oh man, what's Johan put in? It's all right. I haven't got chat up as well.
Sure, he's not a Brazilian pussy. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Okay, quick before this gets completely out of hand. Right, bonkers coil of the week.
What the fuck?
Look at that. Is that just like?
Just looks like a bit of brake cable wrapped around some stuff.
Yeah, this is an exclusive look at the new coil in the Purge Ally mod.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw that and I thought, what the hell? It is beautiful, intricately made. I always see these and just go.
I wonder how long it took him to make it. I mean, it must have nothing to do with his life.
Do you think he accidentally fucked a coil up and actually that's what he ended up with?
Could be.
Props to him. It's incredible, to be fair with it. It's very intricate, but wow, that's a lot of time.
I just want to know what the resistance of that is. To be fair,
has anyone got an RDA for a stovetop like that?
Yeah, I was going to say, what on earth is the RDA underneath? Because, like Kaz says, you are so not getting a top cap on that, are you?
No, it's just gone. It's like a 30mm coil on a 20mm RDA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Open vaping.
But there you go. Bonkers coil of the week. So I had to balance it slightly with something a little bit more vapeable.
There we go. Back.
Go back.
That's an Iron Age talk, not a coil.
Thank you, Rev.
Cheers, Rev.
Dear me.
Next.
There you go. Look, that actually looks vaguely vapeable, that doesn't it?
Looks neat. I vape that.
Yeah. I just saw that and thought that's nice. There you go.
That looks like the sort of coil though that would melt your mod trying to pulse it.
It is pretty, but
yeah.
Can you imagine pulling hotspots out of a single Clapton? Can you imagine trying to pull the hotspots out of that?
Trying to pull it out of that. Yeah. It'd be
it's just one giant hotspot and therefore a vapeable coil.
There you go. It's going to work. It's going to work.
It's a cattle marker.
It's a cattle mark.
Use it for branding. Oh, right. Seen a few of these. I'm sure you've seen loads of these. It's another one of our lovely vape models. But why do they stand there going, bottle of juice?
It's not how you stand in the vaping area at work, Chandler.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got me. I'm just having a vape.
Making sure my colleagues at work can see the juice I'm using, so if they want to buy it.
Yeah, it's part of his sponsorship contract.
Absolutely. Do you know? I've actually got when I'm at work, I actually have the bottle stapled to my forehead. So, yeah. It's just nuts. Right, I've seen a few mods, and I always get a bit because we now started doing this new stuff and new products that we've seen, and I keep finding new products on Instagram, so I'm never sure whether that ought to go in the new products section or whether it goes into this bit. so I'm kind of doing it in this bit basically. I'm quite partial to the new Tiny Immo mod. They've just brought out a leather case for it. Look at that!
Wow.
A leather case for a teeny tiny 18350 Immo mod. I was just like, oh!
Could be dual purpose. You could use it as a cock wrap as well, Chandler.
It's a bit big, but other than that, it'd be fine.
Oh, Mark, you're a little bit too late on that one.
Let me guess. Oh dear!
You guys are seeing comments I can't see.
I know. I've not seen that comment yet either.
I'd eat her shit for 10 minutes with that.
Oh, and where would we be without a brand new pod system?
What?
What is it?
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
That's ugly, man.
I thought so.
Looks like a really old phone, doesn't it?
It looks. It's managed to get. It's managed to get that. That kind of 80s look to it. It looks like something that we would have been vaping 10 years ago.
Looks like an old cassette player.
Yeah. But it's got, it's got variable wattage in there. You can adjust that up and down, but the screen still kind of looks a little bit classic e-leafy.
How do you pronounce the brand name?
Sure, it's
Sorry?
Boar.
Boar.
Or
I'm not sure. I don't know. I have no words. For a change, I have no words. I think as at a glance, it looks like Sony. It looks like an old. It looks like an old.
Looks like an old flip phone, like the old little screens you used to have on the flip phones.
I think.
yeah.
I think we should give that one to Rev. There we go. It's my Ericsson 2001 phone.
It does look like it ought to have a headphone socket in the top. It really does.
Yeah,
the original MP3 players, It
looks like an old school tens machine.
Tens machine.
Yeah.
Okay, no. I haven't given birth that often enough to know what one of those is. So,
anyway, let's it's the board.
Hang on. Leave that there because board's got to go up. Oh, it does.
Okay.
There we go. It looks like one of those breathalyzers.
Yeah.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
And finally, board.
Perhaps that's what it is. The one of those legal things you have to have in your car if you drive in France.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, let's go for something a little bit more high-end. I've gone for a nice arty photo. I mean, look at that.
That looks like a Corona and an EVL3. I wonder where I got my choice of mods from.
This is from our very own Markski, and I just couldn't let that photo go because it does look beautiful.
I will make one thing though, due to the sort of digital-esque sort of finish on the Corona, doesn't it look like he's photoshopped it into his hand?
A little. Yes, it does a little. It does look a little Photoshop, but that's just the effect of the mod, isn't it?
Yeah. Audrey's just said Cass won't buy it.
Yeah, no, Cass won't get it. No, absolutely no to do with Cass.
But it is a very pretty mod and a very pretty tank.
Yeah,
it is a pretty tank.
Absolutely, I love the drip tip. But yeah, there you go. So right now onto the new thing that I found, and I am quite excited about this. This is from Gas Mods. And do you remember? So go on. What does that look like? You must remember.
That looks like it's the something one, wasn't it? It was like a couple of letters.
Right. There was the GR1, which was the RDA, the squonking RDA. Then there was the Nixon, which was the RDTA. Which this looks like. However, if you do you remember this looks exactly like the Nixon did. However, the Nixon had got a very strange airflow system. The top cap was reverse threaded, and you unscrewed it, and that opened up the airflow at the bottom of the cap. And it was a pain in the arse.
Did it look a little bit like the Entheon to you?
A little bit, but...
Okay, maybe not.
Is that going to focus?
Yeah. Maybe not.
So, and I've got I should have got this out earlier, shouldn't I? Where is it? It's in this drawer somewhere. Oh, fucking hell. Pick a drawer. Any drawer. There we go. It's in the top drawer. Oh, no, it's not. I've got the Nixon I've got the Nixon box, and it's not there.
Excellent.
That looks like the silhouette. That looks like the silhouette of what's on screen.
It literally does.
Aha! There we go. That's the Nixon.
Okay.
Minus drip tip. So what they've done is they've put the airflow. There's the airflow, and that airflow was reverse threaded. So which way do I need to screw it?
The opposite.
To get it to go down. No, not that way, because I've taken the freaking top cap off. Can you see why it was a pain in the arse? But yeah, so they've now made this one with normal airflow. So it's kind of improving what the Nixon. The issues that I had with the Nixon, they seem to be fixing basically.
The GR1, for example, was fantastic. So it seems like they're improving on their designs.
And that's the deck on the Nixon.
Very close.
If it's gonna focus.
It is very similar, isn't it?
So it's got the GR1 airflow caps on there, whereas this had got under the airflow came right underneath the coil. So it's like a cross between the GR1 and the Nixon. And I loved the GR1, and the Nixon was so almost but not quite there. So I'm hoping that
you're taking in the best of both.
I'm hoping so. Obviously, not had my hands on the Atty. It's called the Hala, 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 whatever. But yeah, first time.
Is that released yet?
I don't know. I don't think so. It literally just popped up on Gasmod's Instagram feed yesterday.
Okay.
So
Reverend James Morley's just said, if the Nixon floods, does it result in Watergate? That's shocking, Rev. I'm sorry,
terrible.
mate. Just retract that right now.
Yeah, just take that off. It would have to be Vapegate at the very least. So there you go. I wanted to share that one with you, and and we all know of the San Francisco ban, don't we now? So that San Francisco has banned vaping.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that just wearing a Stars and Stripes bikini is not going to actually help lift that San Francisco ban. Do you?
Why is my face in the corner of that picture?
Do you know, I've only just noticed that.
Look how creepy looking it is as well.
I look like a dirty rapist looking over the corner of...
Yeah, I hadn't actually noticed that at
Should
all.
have put it on the other side. You're staring at me.
And finally, I noticed this literally about 10 minutes before the show.
You're not giving people chance to comment.
I'm not giving people a chance to comment.
People aren't. People are too worried about Rev going off to
Yeah. I think that is quite possibly the.
Okay, for me then, I'm going to do it.
What are you going to do?
Oh, I'm intrigued now.
I'm very intrigued. He's popping something into chat. Gib. Okay, yeah, slight typo, but we'll go with that. Yeah, we get your meaning. Stars or stripes?
I'd go for the star, the chocolate starfish.
Oh my days.
Easy. Right, okay. On that note, on to the last one. Right.
Cover your address up.
I'm showing the other side. I saw that and I thought it was incredibly appropriate.
It is.
Yeah. Also, it's appropriate to me as well because do you remember last month I did a subscription box review for vapemail.co.uk?
Yes.
Yeah.
The bastards are not only ignoring my emails, they haven't sent out another month, and I haven't heard a word from any of them. So where's my motherfucking vape mail? Because
hang on. Did you leave them a good review, a bad review, an indifferent review?
I don't remember. It wasn't particularly harsh, but it was honest, and they wanted an unboxing with a bit of a review, so that's what I gave them.
Wasn't overly complimentary from what I remember watching. It wasn't overly harsh. It wasn't slating it, saying this is shit.
But the point is, if you're going to put it out to review, don't expect everyone to come back with shining words of praise. The point being is the last email I had off them was, that's fantastic, thank you. We'll share that in our social media channels.
That's the whole point of the video, isn't it? To get an honest opinion of different people's views, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this month might have been amazing, but they'll never know.
I'd much prefer to send something to someone and then slate it, because if that's their honest opinion, that's their honest opinion.
Well, of course. There we go. Oh dear, never mind. But yeah, no, I feel for you, Chandler, because you were talking about it all weekend.
I know, and I was kind of hoping. I was thinking, they did ordered it Friday night. I thought, maybe Saturday morning they'll just do a post office run Saturday morning, and maybe it'll appear. No, I got the at 9 o'clock, 9:30 Monday morning. I got an email going, "We're just packaging up your parcel." I'm like, shit, it's not coming today then, is it? So, ass.
Oh well, you'll have it for next week.
Oh well.
Yeah. Fantastic. I think we might be there, gents.
I think we are.
Oh no, what's Mark seen?
What?
Nothing.
Is it Johan's comment?
I give shit review.
Oh wait, this is a comment I haven't seen because apparently my chat is broken.
Just look at the live feed.
Oh, no.
Live feed.
Oh my days!
What?
I hate you. Get in the bin, Mark.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh dear.
Well done, Mark. You have figured. You've won the internet for this week. Well done. Congratulations on that one. Yeah. Very good.
I hate all of you. Put all this time and effort in, and all I get is slate. Is it still there?
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I wish I could put my own things in, and then we could just. There we go. Shut up, Michael. I can see it now. Right, and on that bombshell.
Indeed. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Rich for joining us this evening. If you're a Billet Box user, get yourself over to krvapor.com and hook yourself up with the North Bridge, the North Pole,
the flush fit, the AFC rings.
So the flush fit and the AFC rings, and if you want a sexy new,
Don't forget the fancy case.
the fancy case as well.
Nice little lanyard.
Yeah. Lanyard's cool. Like the lanyard too.
I've just stuck the link to the website in the chat.
Is it co.uk or .com?
Co.uk it is.
There we go. So it's on screen now. So get yourselves over to krvapor.co.uk. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to smash the thumbs up on the underneath this video, just to give us a few likes, because we don't get enough thumbs up on the videos, and there's way too many of you watching not to. We need at least 50%, if not more, of you. Sod it, we want all of you to smash the thumbs up on there for us.
And subscribe if you haven't already.
And
Yes.
if you want to hold up for 2 minutes, I'm going to start a Hangouts. I am going to be in there for half an hour or so. If you care to join us, I will pop. I am not authorised to start a video call, you bastard.
Oh right, so now
believe
even
that's still a thing.
even Hangouts is not. It doesn't like you anymore. So first eBay, Amazon, now Hangouts.
I'm going to have to figure out a way to reverse that.
What?
Well, when I booted you, oh my God, Rev's just chucked us another tenner in the super chat. What a mentalist.
Money around.
Bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Automatic. The automatic comment to that is "bless you." Why? It just you can't help it. Mark, you said it straight away. You just want to go "bless you." Thank you, Rev. No. Cheers, bud.
That's not a link, Mark.
No.
That's words. That's just like Yankee.
That's keyboard view.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
The link will be in there soon.
links there now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Why is my password up there? What?
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you, Chandler. We will see you fuckers next Tuesday. Have a good week, guys. Daddy, bye.
VTUK.